There is a practice in Tibetan Buddhism, Tong, taking and giving. Once in interview with Dalai Lama, with His Holiness Dalai Lama, the reporter was asking a question to Dalai Lama, and he said something like this to him. You are practicing this taking and giving. What is this? Dalai Lama said to him, answered to him, that I give to my adversaries, Chinese adversaries, Chinese government people, police and military people, and considered as enemies. I consider them as afflicted people, afflicted by hatred and anger. So I just take away this hatred and anger into myself and offering them, sending them my peace of mind and love, compassion and good feeling. It is practice taking and giving. I practiced this for about 60 years, like this. I give them my peace and I take into myself their anger and their problems, their troubles. And I just practice like this often. So the reporter was not impressed, and he said to Dalai Lama, I see that this practice you practice for a long time, 6 years, this practice, but as I noticed, it didn't bring much change to those people, to Chinese government people, that instead of getting better, they are getting worse. So what is the use of your practice? So maybe this practice is useless because it is unsuccessful. So Dalai Lama said, answered him, yes, it seems unsuccessful, but it brings great benefit. And the reporter asked what kind of benefit it brings this practice, and to whom, because I don't see any benefit bringing to Chinese government, because they are getting worse and worse in wars, committing wars, atrocities in Tibet, and making Tibet their colony. But Dalai Lama said it brings benefit to me. That main beneficiary of this practice is myself. Like that. Maybe this is not visible, but I benefit from this practice greatly. So this is karma, taking and giving. You can practice this Tonglen, practice with all people or with your enemies or with troublemakers for you. and you benefit. You become more peaceful and at peace, pacified. Also, you accumulate good karma for the future, for better your own future, your own perspective on future life, lifespan, health, and experience of life, place of living, also surrounding environment, people who surround you, where you live, and how long you live. It has influence on these things, this practice. So it is worth over try. And if Tibetan people practice this practice, they also will benefit. Like myself. This is what Dalai Lama said to the reporter. And I was wondering, because I've been making these videos on YouTube for 12 years, and there is not much interest in them. I have the lowest frequency on YouTube, the lowest number of viewers. But I don't worry. I do this job for the people. There are some viewers. Maybe strength is in qualities, not in quantities. Because, for example, if I have 60 viewers on video, and Beckham has 2 million viewers on his video, but I'm talking about Dharma, important thing. And Beckham is flipping burgers for 2 minutes, 2 million viewers. And from these videos, practically, it is I who benefit, karmically, from making these videos. There is no merit in flipping burgers and in having 2 million viewers or having hundreds of thousands of viewers for nonsense. But if I do some Dharma teachings or information on YouTube, maybe somebody will benefit. But I know that I'm benefiting the most from these videos, like that. Karmically saying, considering karmically, I'm making good karma, very good karma for these videos, like that. And I have no problem to appreciate it. 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 10 viewers, 50 viewers, 100 viewers. It doesn't matter who views this. What matters is that I'm speaking and I'm benefiting. That's what makes me happy. That's what shapes up my future. Like that. And when we're talking about Tibet, we have in Tibet problem situation since 1950 or 1949, since invasion of Mao Zedong troops on Tibetan soil. and events of escaping of Dalai Lama to India in 1959 to Dharamsala. He has been living in Dharamsala ever since that time. And he's living good life. Monotonous but good life. Peaceful life. Also, I found his approach to Tibetan problem very wise and necessary. The only solution for Tibet is the approach of Dalai Lama, peaceful resistance. You do your thing, you do your meditation, Chinese walking around, you busy yourself with your meditation, with your things. Don't worry about Chinese. Police or Chinese secret agents or something. It doesn't matter much. If you are a good meditator, you will benefit from your meditation. And what Chinese are doing is none of business. But generally, for general population, it's a problem because China, communist China, is using Tibet as her colony. It's looting natural resources of Tibet, deforestation. All forests disappeared from Tibetan mountains, mountain hills, like that. People are suppressed, nomads are locked up in camping houses, in villages. Their way of life is violated, and people are suppressed. And now Chinese government is taking care about Tibetan children, Tibetan youth, locking about 1 million Tibetan children in a residential system of residential schools. It's the similar problem of Canadian residential schools for native Canadians, from Canadian Indians. And we know what happened to those children. How many died in that custody. But also, it is not a problem, not a cause for crying. It is cause for taking opportunity. Those children have opportunity to learn Chinese language. Later they will have opportunity to study on higher education in Chinese language. They can translate from Tibetan into Chinese Tibetan teachings, Buddhist teachings for Chinese population. They can find better employment. They can become doctors, engineers, scientists. Opportunity for employment, because Tibetan society is rather outdated. It is a medieval society, retarded society. And if China didn't come into Tibet, it would be tragedy, because this society cannot confront 21st century civilization, contact with outer world. That would be bigger problem than problem which caused invasion of Chinese on Tibet. It would be like zaśmierdzieli się po prostu. Zaśmierdzieli się w swoich norach. So Chinese came and pushed them out of the kennels. from the caves out on the sunshine, like that. New wind coming from China into Tibet. So Tibetans can take opportunity to catch up with civilization, civilized life, not being stuck in old times, in medieval ages, in old ways of life. And the spiritual approach to the solution, final solution of Tibet and China affair, which is conducted by Dalai Lama, and his policy of peaceful solution, resolution, and staying in China, staying Tibet in China, not separating Tibet from China, because if Tibet separates from China, Tibet will be gone, will be destroyed. They cannot live in contemporary world as old society. But being inside China, they are elevated to modern life. And that is very important for those people. As I said before, if you are a meditator, do your meditation, study your picture, your books, your teachers, and do your job. And don't worry about Chinese. If you do your meditation correctly, you will find benefit. And you will succeed, you get enlightenment, and you can be benefit for your people, for your Tibetan homies. But I heard some people are trying to use different approach for Tibetan problem, like violent approach, terrorist approach. They want to get rid of Chinese by making them trouble. And there is one man talking about taking arms in their hands and shooting Chinese, killing Chinese people, Chinese settlers in Tibet, and getting rid of them by violence. And that is very bad situation, outcome. Very bad outcome of if they do these things. That means that the Chinese will retaliate, and many Tibetans will be killed, slaughtered. They create concentration camps in Tibet, more concentration camps, more prisons, and Tibetans will be locked up in prisons, in concentration camps, in gulags, like that. So this approach is out of the business, out of concern. Violence begets violence, and killing begets killings. If they start killing Chinese retaliate, and they will start killing Tibetans, and will be slaughtered, bloodbath, like that in Tibet. And maybe they will slaughter a couple of millions Tibetans. Chinese, they have resources, Chinese military and police. Tibetans, they don't have any resources of military might. What can they do? They can do nothing to Chinese. So Dalai Lama's approach of peaceful solution, coexistence, friendship with Chinese, because in China there are many good people. Tiananmen Square demonstration, 10,000 people participated in demonstrations. So in China there are people who are supporting Dalai Lama, supporting Tibetans, supporting these Uyghur Muslims, Mongols, Mongolia, like that, and yeah, like this. Uh, More and more Chinese people are taking interest in Buddhism, also because during Mao Zedong's spree, they slaughtered 20 million of Chinese Buddhists, monks and nuns and laymen. So Buddhism zaśmierdział się trochę in Tibet. But this is the nature of things. Old things go away, disappear, and new things appear. This is impermanence. Buddha was talking about impermanence. That old things disappear and new things replace old things. So old Buddhism will disappear and new Buddhism will appear. Like that. New Buddhist practitioners will appear in Tibet and in China. And one day they will get together. And the occupation of Tibet by Chinese communists can be transformed into more friendship than enmity. But it will take time, but it is unavoidable. It's definitely happening after some time. Things change, like Japan and America. They were fighting in World War II. Now Japanese and Americans are more friends than enemies. Like that. Germans and French, they were fighting World War II. Hitler attacking France. But now Europe, European Union, like that. And Germans are doing business with French. Friendship, like that. Coexistence, cooperation, like that. So for Tibet, this invasion of Mao Zedong was a bad thing, but something good will come out of this. I'm sure of that. Already good things are happening in Tibet. But we have to wait until time will pass and karma will change. And because all these changes are karmic changes, are workings of karma, of Tibetan people who committed some corruption. Tibetan monks, lamas committed corruption, bad treatment of population of Tibetan people by clergy, by Tibetan clergy. And it happens like things changing. The slavery in the US was dismissed by Lincoln, President Lincoln, in Civil War. Slavery of black people was dismissed, changed. Segregation in 50s also. For certain time of certain period of time was segregation, blacks from whites, but now no segregation. So things are changing, and we cannot stop these changes. So change will come to Tibet, but Tibetan government should follow Dalai Lama's way of dealing with Chinese, because peaceful is the only way for better. If they start killing Chinese, Chinese will start killing Tibetans. And there will be big bloodbath, big slaughterhouse in Tibet. And Chinese can do it. Tibetan don't. They don't have ammunition for starting these violent activities against Chinese settlers. Coexistence, friendship, and mutual understanding. Tibetan kids going for Chinese school, very good. They can take advantage of this. They learn new things. If they stay in the Chinese community, they learn nothing. They will be retarded, like that. Maybe happy in their way, but in confrontation with contemporary world, with contemporary civilization, they cannot stand a change. Such society. And it can happen, what happened with Australian natives, with North Americans, Indians, who were locked in reserves in Canadian First Nations people. Bush and Dub. This is their future. So I am positive for Tibet and China. Maybe the policy of one nation, one language is a wrong policy, but it will change. Xi Jinping will die someday. Somebody replace him. Maybe he goes a different way. Different way of thinking, different policy. Because in China there are many groups, many nationalities, many cultures, Chinese cultures, many Chinese ethnic groups. And they have their culture, their customs, their languages. You cannot make a big country uniform. You cannot put uniform on all people in big country. In small country, you can put uniform on people, but in country like China, 1,400,000,000 people, you cannot put them into the line, and it is impossible. So change will come. We have to wait. We have to be patient. Like in psychiatric hospital, we are called patients. So Chinese and Tibetans, they practically don't have any beef among themselves. This is just misunderstanding of Mao Zedong. He just was doing ignorant work of ignorant men. But like I was saying on the beginning, practicing Tong, taking and giving, taking through imagination, taking anger and hatred of your enemy, so-called enemy, because there is no enemy, taking so-called enemy into yourself and giving them light of your compassion, of your affection, of your good energy, good intentions, like that. And it works. It works and it will work. But it will take time.